Hello there, mathematicians. It's Mrs. Coleman here. Today for our math session, we're going to practice how to write numbers, and we're going to write numbers from 1 all the way up to 100. Before we get started with this skill, let's warm up our brains. To warm up and get ready for our learning, we're going to count to 100. What's going to happen is you will see a 100 chart on one side of the screen. And on the other side, you will see something called flash fingers. Every time we finish a row and make it to a 10, I want you to flash up one finger. When you do that, this helps you track how you're counting along to 100. Are you ready? Here we go. Count with me, mathematicians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold up one finger. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We finished 2 10 sticks, so hold up 2 fingers. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. I should see 7 fingers. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. You should have all 10 fingers up, 1 for every 10 stick. Now that we warmed our brains up with some counting, it's time to learn. When you look at a 100 chart, you might notice all sorts of patterns. For example, if you look at the ending numbers of each row, the tens, they all end in 0. Another pattern you might find is looking across to the rows. In this row, all of these numbers begin with a 1. In this row, all of the numbers begin with a 2. In this row, all of the numbers begin with a 3. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, working your way down. Another place you might see patterns is the second digit in a number. So for example, in this row, the second digit goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And same in this row. The first digit you see, they all begin with a 7, but the second digit goes up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now it's time to practice doing some writing. Typically during our math sessions, I give you options for materials that you can use to help you with your learning, but today is going to be a little bit different. Today for math, you will need a paper and one writing tool. And after you grab those materials, you need to ask somebody in your family to create a grid. It looks just like this. It's a grid that should have 100 spaces, 1 for each number. So when I say pause, I want you to push the pause button on this video and go get a paper and a writing tool. Then ask a grown-up to draw that grid for you. Once you do, you'll be ready to do some practicing with me. If you need to rewind this video a little bit so the grown-up can see what the grid should look like, go ahead and do that. Pause. Welcome back. Hopefully you have a grid that looks something like this. Mine is bigger just so you can see it from where you're at. We are going to go through and write our numbers 1 through 100 all together. And we're going to stop once in a while to notice some patterns. Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's start by writing 1 all the way to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the numbers that you will use, and you will repeat them throughout the chart. All right, so after 10 starts the teen numbers. The teen numbers all begin with a 1. Let's do this. Let's write 11. 11 is a 1 and a 1. 12 is a 1 and a 2. 13 is a 1 and a 3. 14 is a 1 and a 4. 15 is a 1 and a 5. 16 is a 1 and a 6. 17 is a 1 and a 7. 18 is a 1 and an 8. 19 is a 1 and a 9. 20 is a 2 and a 0. All right, so now we're going to write in the 20s. You're going to notice, so all of these begin with a 1. So the next row, all of them are going to start with a 2. Let's do this. Let's write 21. 21 is a 2 and a 1. 22 is a 2 and a 2. 23 is a 2 and a 3. 24 is a 2 and a 4. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. When I write numbers, I like to check that the patterns are following each other. So for example, do these all start with 1? Yep, they sure do. And these all start with 2. They sure do. And then I look vertically. So look, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. The second digits, they follow each other. So after 30, we start again with 31 is a 3 and a 1. 32 is a 3 and a 2. 33 is a 3 and a 3. 34, 30 and 4. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. We can already tell, look at this pattern. 1 and a 0, 2 and 0, 3 and 0, 4 and 0, and so we know that this is going to be a 5 and a 0 for the 50. All right, remember, at any time, if you need to pause if I'm going too fast, just pause, and then you can catch up. So we just ended with 40, so now it's 41, 42, 43. And I always like to check, am I following the pattern? 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Just to make sure, 9, 9, 9, 9, yep, 8, 8, 8, 8, yep, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6. Because sometimes when I'm writing too fast, I might skip a number, so I like to check every once in a while. Let's keep going. So we're halfway there, because half of 100 is 50. So let's write 51. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. Let's continue on. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. Remember, if you need to pause to catch up, go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to go at a medium pace. So it should look like this so far. And again, I always like to check that the patterns match. The second digit is 1. Second digit, 2. Second digit, 3. These are all 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are all 9, and these all end in 0. All right, let's keep going. So after 70, we start back at 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and then 80, because we know that 8 comes after 70, or 8 comes after 7, so the 80s come after 70. Let's continue on. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Let's do the last row. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. We did it! Woo, 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 woo! To test and see what you know about numbers, in a moment you are going to see a 100 chart flash on the screen. I'm going to tell you to point to a specific number. Your job is to point, and I'll give you the answer. Let's do this. Find and point to the number 70. Find and point to the number 36. Find and point to the number 82. How did it go? Now let's review what we talked about today. To help you write to 100, it's best to notice patterns on a 100 chart first. For example, if you look at this row going horizontally, the first digit is the same number, 4, and the second digit goes up by one number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same thing with this row. The first digit, they all start with a 5, and the second digit, they go up by 1. And the first digit in this horizontal row, they start with a 6, and then the second digit goes up by one number. You can also look at them vertically, going up and down the columns. The first digit you'll see has either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. And the second digit in this column is a 5 for all of them. This column shows that the second digit all has 6. And this column shows that the second digit is a 7. Now it's time to talk about enrichment. Since this is our last math session for distance learning, I want to talk about how you can enrich your math life over the summer so that you can be ready for first grade. To do this portion of the video, I want you to go get a grown-up so that they can watch and listen to me. So when I say pause, push the pause button on this video, go run and get a grown-up and tell them to come listen. If your grown-up is already there, then you don't have to push pause. Keep playing this video. Pause. Okay, parents and students, now it's time to talk about enrichment for the summer. During the summer, you could continue to practice how to read, write, and represent numbers. You could also practice how to count by counting by 1s, 2s, 5s, 10s, and going backwards. You could practice ordering numbers, taking a number and finding one more and one less, composing and decomposing numbers, and you could use math mountains to support this learning. You could practice solving addition and subtraction equations, building and continuing patterns, identify 2 and 3D shapes, count money, practice using and understanding comparison words like longer, shorter, lighter, heavier, taller, shorter. You could practice how to tell time to the hour and to the half hour, and you could challenge yourself by learning how to tell any time of the day. And you could practice building numbers with 10 sticks and 1s. If you're looking for a full list of all the things that a kindergartner needs to know in math before going to first grade, you can use the Minnesota Academic Standards. Start by going to the Google search engine and type in Minnesota Academic Standards for kindergarten. It should be the first link that you see. Click on that. It will take you to this page. Scroll down and click on the Minnesota Kindergarten Academic Standards. It will download as a PDF and you will find all of the standards. Find the math section to list all of the math skills that we learn in kindergarten. So parents, I'm sharing this information with you not because I want you to spend this summer teaching your children, especially because you just spent the last few weeks or months for pouring in work and energy into distance learning to support your children. Why I'm sharing this information with you is because typically we see a summer slide and students forget the things they learned during the school year. So this is just a way to keep up with academics and reinforce some of the skills we learned, especially because we didn't get to spend this last part of the school year learning as many concepts and practicing them frequently. So if you can find chunks in your day or in your week to incorporate some of this learning or do it in an authentic way, that would be great. Please know that the first grade teachers are working hard to shift their instruction and meet the needs of your children where they're at right now. So don't worry, no one will be behind. This is just if you're looking for extra ways to boost academics. Thank you so much for joining me during this distance learning. I hope you have a wonderful summer. Goodbye.